Hey there, MRA, my Real Africanist. This is Marie Ya Jouf, your Real Africanist, and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk about African history, the field of African studies, and current African affairs. I also like to say that I talk about Africa for real, because I like to talk about topics of the day and topics that will bring Africa and the African diaspora together around their common histories and their real-time experiences, right? So today, I wanted to get on here and voice my concern and send my thoughts and prayers to the people of Sudan, right? The reports that we are getting here in the West is showing that the situation in Sudan is getting worse by the day. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case, but that's what we have been seeing. And I am very saddened and disheartened by that, right? I hope that the peace agreement that was supposedly initiated, right, for 3 days of peace, I hope it is still standing, and I hope that the situation will get better soon, right? It's very unfortunate what is happening, because I know that when there is civil unrest in a place, the people that have nothing to do with the situations are the ones who actually suffer the most, right? It is their lives that is uprooted, and it is their family members that are well, the lives of their family members that are jeopardized, right? So the other thing that I find really disheartening is the fact that the external actors or players who are normally at the root of the issue are the ones who are able to come into the country and evacuate their citizens to safety, right? Now, I'm not disappointed because the people are being evacuated, because that is the right thing to do, right? To save the lives of innocent civilians. But the sad part is that what normally happens is that the African people and the African governments are left to pick up the pieces of their own countries, right? And they are not able to secure the safety of their people. In situations like this, where property is destroyed, where lives are lost, where children are sometimes hurt in the process, right? What a tragedy. These like I say, African governments are left to try to pick up the pieces and bring all of this back together, right? And they're already facing a deficit, right? They're already in a situation where they are trying to develop their countries, right? Because of the legacies of enslavement, of colonization, of neo-colonization, and natural disasters and all of these things that continue to plague the African continent, and now they have to deal with the death of their citizens and the destructions of their countries and their infrastructure on top of all of that, right? And it's really, again, it's really sad, and it's really shameful that this kind of stuff continues to happen. About 3 months ago, when I first started this channel, I did a video talking about the situation in Sudan. And so what I'm going to do is put a link to that video at the bottom of this one, and you can go back and take a look at it, right? And in that video, I talked about how the conflict in this region goes back to the colonial era, right? Maybe even before that, but definitely it goes back to the colonial era. And I talked about how Britain, right? How Britain supported the Arabs, the Egyptians of the North, right? In subjugating and ruling over the Africans in the South, right? And I think on that video, when I put that video out, someone corrected me and said that it was also problems in the East and in the West. I think it was something like that, and which I would take their word for it, since they, I believe, lived in Sudan, right? So, but basically what I was saying was that these regions were divided and they were ruled by these parties, right? The British as well as the Arab Egyptians, and which led to like I said, the conflicts that we are still seeing today, right? Because Britain was ruling these countries as ruling this region as two separate countries before it officially became two separate countries, right? And so we know, well, if you know about the history of East Africa, or that the region that they call the Horn of Africa, then you know that that is a very important region, probably one of the most important regions to global trade, and I mean trade all around the world. So that's why I believe that there is a constant effort to keep that part of Africa in turmoil, right? In upheaval, right? In distress, so that those who want to continue to control that region of Africa, where the Red Sea is, the Mediterranean Sea, the Suez Canal, all over in that area, so they can continue to control and dominate that area when it comes to global trade, right? And so I was looking at a video earlier on the channel Make Africa Great Again, and he was talking about the irony of the fact that, we just accomplished the peace agreement in Ethiopia, and now this, right? And the brother's assessment was right on target. But for me and for him as well, this is not a coincidence, right? It's not a coincidence. And nobody will make me believe that it's a coincidence, right? It all goes together, right? For lack of a better word, I believe that it's all a part of a larger strategy, again, to keep that area of Africa destabilized, so that those who need to have access to Africa's natural resources can continue to have access to those resources, right? Where you have these outside actors continuing to support these factions that do not have Africa's best interests at heart, right? And again, it is very unfortunate, but that is the reality, not only of East Africa, but the whole continent, right? There is an effort by those on the outside, as well as some on the inside, because we cannot excuse those Africans who continue to play a part in these situations as well. We cannot excuse them for their actions, but we know that there is a bigger power at play here, and there is an effort, especially with the world changing as it is, especially as Africans continue to make some bold moves and bold pronouncements as they have been doing lately. Then, you know, there is this increased effort to continue to turn the hands of time back, right? And to keep things the way they have always been, although we know that that's not possible. The world is changing and things are just moving forward. And again, unfortunately, as things change, the more some things stay the same, right? So again, that's enough of that, because I really just wanted to get on here again to express my condolences to the families who have lost loved ones in this civil conflict, and also again to to voice my concern about what is happening in the region, and also to send my prayers up for those who are suffering as a result of what is happening there in Sudan, right? So I just asked all of you all who are listening to also continue to send prayers up for our Sudanese brothers and sisters, and continue to show support in whatever way that you can, right? So this is Marie Ya Jouf, the Real Africanist, and I am signing off. I thank you for listening. You can catch me here on YouTube, or you can catch me on my blog at therealafricanist.com, right? So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have gotten some value from this video. And also don't forget to hit the notification button so you can be one of the first to be notified when I put another video up, right? So also again, just encourage you to show the videos, right? And so we can try to get those numbers up and try to keep our brothers and sisters around the world informed on what's going on in Africa, right? It is a part of my goal to always to encourage those of African descent to go into the field of history, right? Go into the fields of archaeology and anthropology, right? Because it's important that we tell our own stories, because I'm here to tell you there's no telling what is true and what is not, right? I was talking just a little bit ago about Ethiopia and that ceasefire that was established there a few months ago. Now over here in the West, you know, we've been hearing that the ceasefire is not holding, that it's fragile, that it's about to fall apart. But then I was just looking at something again the other day, maybe just yesterday, and President Kenyatta and other members of the Ethiopian government and the Tigray people were commemorating the fact that the peace agreement was still standing and that it was holding, and that they felt that it was a big accomplishment that they were able to do that. So you just really never know the truth, right? Unless you're right there where it's happening. So just be vigilant. We have to be vigilant about telling our own stories, and we have to be vigilant about not believing everything that is said and everything that we hear. Okay, so I'm signing off again for real. This is Marie Ya Jouf, the Real Africanist, and I'll catch you next time. Peace, fight the power, and remember, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Bye-bye.